Yeah, my name's Chris Caruso. My business name is Student Works Windows and Eaves Cleaning in London. And yeah, I work on driveways. I do polymeric sanding, sealing, sometimes a couple of other things here and there. But yeah,
Cool. And what challenges were you facing in your business before joining the CMM?
yeah, I would say I had a huge issue delegating work, and I was kind of a one-man show, kind of in the startup phase of things. And I was just honestly working 80 hours a week to kind of hit whatever target I had for the year for, sales or whatever it may be. Just knocking on doors pretty much by myself. I didn't really have anybody hired, so I'd say just kind of leveraging work and delegation was a big struggle for me.
Okay. And what ultimately made you decide to join the CMM?
Yeah, I heard about it through a couple of other people that have been through it, and based off of kind of the issues I was having around delegating work and me not wanting to basically waste 4 hours a day door banging, I figured it seemed like a great opportunity to basically push a bit of that time into actually maybe another source of lead generation. So yeah,
Okay. And what hesitations did you have before you actually joined?
I think with me, it's always just around, okay, I'm gonna fail. Right? Even when I started up the business, I remember thinking like there's no way I'm gonna be able to actually pull something like this off. And yeah, I just didn't really know. I knew nothing about Facebook ads and yeah, I was kind of going into it blind, just hoping for the best, to be honest with you. So yeah, I really had a huge fear of failure and just going, okay, didn't really, let's see what happens, basically. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. And I guess like did you have any concerns around how long it would take you to be able to like learn it or to be able to manage it, or did you feel pretty confident on that side coming in?
Um, Honestly, I felt fairly confident coming into it that it would be something that I could manage just based off of kind of the conversations that we had prior to me actually signing up for the actual program. But yeah, overall I think like the structure was good so that I kind of knew for the most part what I was getting into. The only thing that I kind of felt like I was missing on my end was just like, okay, I need to know if I can actually do this, right? Like I didn't know if I was going to succeed personally, even though there was like tons to back it up that it does work. But yeah, no, I think I had a decent amount of confidence going into it that it's something that's definitely doable.
Yeah. So before joining, what were you roughly doing in sales the previous year?
Yeah, so previous year I did just over 200 grand. I think I scratched 210. And that was all basically just door to door lead generation, couple of referrals, not too many, mainly just like straight up looking for leads, like going out there and hunting for them instead of any kind of things coming my way here. So yeah.
Okay. And since starting with us, how much have you been able to book directly from like the stuff that we were teaching you and helping you with?
I sold 300 grand on Facebook ads that we set up together and kind of reviewed together. And I didn't go marketing 4 hours a night. So that was pretty cool and it felt good. And weirdly enough, I think I worked less this year than I did last year and made more money for myself, which is pretty beautiful.
Yeah, it's a dream, man. That's the dream.
Yeah.
The dream. And do you know roughly how much you actually spent on ads in order to be able to book 300K?
I think around 27,000 and sold 300 grand. So over 10 to 1 like return, which I'm like thrilled with. So, yeah.
Amazing. How has your mindset or your approach to marketing and to business changed since joining? Like you were just doing door to door
Yeah.
before. How has this like new way of finding work impacted maybe how you're thinking about the future, or just like how you would approach a business moving forward?
Yeah, I think the main thing is like when I first was doing classic lead generation, just door knocking, I just kind of figured like it's really a grind to go out there. And basically, you have to hunt for your work. It doesn't just come to you unless you're a huge established company. You know, like if you're a Walmart or something, people know your name. Like you're going to get business no matter what. It's like a trusted thing. For small business owners, it's like we have to go out there and basically do everything and carry everything on our backs. Right. So, I kind of learn it's not always, or it doesn't always have to be the case if you're able to delegate things properly and kind of find different approaches, just the classic, like, hey, the cookie cutter method of like knock on doors, call your leads, book jobs, right? So yeah, it's kind of changed my perspective um, on just basically what it actually means to run a business, if that kind of makes sense. Like it's not always doesn't always have to be like, oh, that classic people say, oh, it's so hard in the first couple of years to start up. It's like you can make it easier for yourself. You just got to like figure out how.
Amazing. And for you, what aspects do you feel of the mastermind have been most valuable for you? Was it the additional training? Was it the templates? Was it the community? Was it the personalized support? Like, what did you find most useful for you?
I think I have two answers. First one, personalized support for sure. Like it's really good to just even have somebody there and like that's just saying like everything's gonna be okay. Like this is normal or you're doing something wrong and having somebody to kind of put that filter through of like, instead of going into it head first and not knowing, okay, which ads are gonna perform, which ones are trending leeward, wayward, whatever it may be. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest one there. Um, yeah, honestly, I think that's the main one, to be honest, the personalized support. The community too is always really solid too. Just knowing that you're kind of going through this whole program with other people too, and you're on the same journey and people are kind of at the same thing as you is kind of comforting as well. So yeah.
Cool. And I know for you, when you actually launched your ads, like you didn't find success immediately. Like it wasn't like you switched on the ads and had this huge return right away. Can you tell me a bit about what that was like for you and then what you changed, what you did? What do you feel like had you turn it around? Because there's lots of people
Yeah.
who start running ads and they don't find that immediate success. And then they go, oh, I'm just done. This doesn't work. Facebook ads aren't going to work for my business. What did you do? How did that go for you?
Yeah, so I mean, here's the one thing I will say about that too, that I've definitely thought about as well, is, if I didn't really have this community, I probably would have just given up on ads. Like, normally I think I probably spent like maybe $1,000, $2,000, which like, it's a decent amount of money to not really have a lot of return on. And, I remember having a meeting with you specifically, or a couple of them, and, we just worked on it. And you gave me the reassurance, like I said, in kind of my previous answer, that like, hey, it's a proven system. This is not abnormal, basically, right? And I stuck it out and I ended up selling a ridiculous amount, right? And turned it around so quick. And I remember within probably like 2 weeks of that conversation that we had, I had like a $50,000 sales week just off of Facebook ads, right? Which was, pretty record breaking for me. But yeah, I forgot your question, but I think I partly answered
Oh,
it.
that's good, man. Yeah, it's just that sometimes people, yeah, I think it's really important to set realistic expectations with people. And like the reality is, no matter how good we are with ads, sometimes that will happen where, yeah, you launch and it doesn't get the immediate result. But I know you had seen other people in the community where, like, within a little bit, it was like they just got these insane results. And
Yeah.
it's just like trusting the process. And I definitely want to acknowledge you for your faith in it working out because yeah, it would have been really easy for you after spending the 1,000, 2,000 or whatever it was and not having that big return to just go,
Mhm.
this just like doesn't work for me. But I think this is a testament to like if you maintain faith and you continue to like trust the process, continue to test, you can have a really big return. So yeah, man, I just want to acknowledge you for that because I think it's
Mhm.
a really good example.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I also think too there's a really good like healthy competition too that goes on as well. Like you said, like I am somebody who is just really motivated and driven by competition and obviously like seeing all these other people too like doing really well and getting huge results when I maybe wasn't off the bat. also gave me just a huge push, not necessarily in Facebook ads, because a lot of it's, a lot of it can be out of your hands, but just me wanting to sell more in general and close bigger jobs and upsell people more and all that stuff too, just because I wanted to prove I'm just as good as you guys, sort of thing, right? So, yeah, community is definitely a huge one.
Well, and I think one of the things that you did really well that served you in this program was that you were the guy that was showing up to a ton of calls, booking extra calls. Like you were actively seeking out the support because you probably just saw other people winning. You weren't winning at the level that you wanted to, but instead of just being like defeated, you went, no,
Mhm.
I'm gonna like step up. I'm gonna be the one that's like gonna show up to the calls and get the extra support. And yeah, I'm just really happy to see it paid off for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, me too. It's yeah, it was a good journey.
Yeah. So most people join because they want to be able to work or to be able to book more work for their contracting business. But there are a lot of different options that are out there, right? You could pay a marketing agency a couple thousand
Mhm.
bucks a month to do it for you. You
Mhm.
could pay per lead, sites like Thumbtack, Angie, Homestars. Or you could just like try to do what we do, which is like without us or do it on your own. Or obviously they could join the contractor marketing
Yeah.
mastermind. What do you think makes the marketing mastermind stand out from the other options that are out there?
Well, I think one, I like the fact that it's personalized and I know exactly what's going on always. And so I can immediately see if there's a problem. Like I don't think anybody's gonna care about your business as much as you do. And if there's a problem with your ads, like I'm gonna notice something's a little funny right off the bat and bring it to you or do whatever I need to do to kind of fix that myself. And honestly, what I really learned is once you kind of, you know, I think after the first couple months of me joining the mastermind, it's like once you really master the skills, you're pretty well and set to a certain extent, right? Like it's like almost to in a way, like with the marketing agencies, I feel like you are dumping, the return just overall won't be as good just in the sense that you're continuously paying the money for things that now that I'm, great at developing Facebook ads, I know only takes like an hour of my time, maybe even a week, right? Like you could definitely film an ad once you're really good at it, get it all edited, figure out your formula, your scripts within an hour once you've gone through the whole phase of learning basically, right? So it almost kind of opened my eyes and kind of obviously I was looking at marketing agents and stuff and going, okay, this would have been just a huge ripoff for me considering the amount of work that they would actually be putting in, right? So, yeah, and obviously it's a skill that I just have for life now, which is pretty cool. And I have plans in the future to go and coach other people on how to run their businesses. It's kind of what I want to do, in the next couple of years. And that's a skill that I can now pass on to them too, right? So it's all transferable stuff. Like knowledge is forever, right? So yeah,
Amazing, man. So, for the amount that you invested to join the mastermind, would you say that it was worth it?
I would say so. I mean, if basically if I add up all the amount that I spent, my return is still phenomenal, right? So, still way over 10 to 1 return, like if you include the price of everything, basically. So, yeah, I'd definitely say it's worth it.
Yeah, if somebody was on the fence about getting our help and they were considering working with us, but they just like weren't really sure, maybe they were feeling scared, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say I think there's no return without any kind of risk in life at all. That's just a rule. Like you just have to take a shot on certain things. Like especially if you are a business owner of any kind, you've already taken that leap to a certain extent, going, okay, I'm going to start this in the first place. And obviously I'm a good example of it. I was just worried about failure basically. And yeah, the whole reason I was able to hit my business goals this year was due to the whole program and the ad spend and being able to leverage and delegate all that work. So it's just a leap of faith sometimes, and you just got to go for it, I think.
Amazing, man. Well, I appreciate your time very much. And yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Cheers.